Hello and welcome to our channel, where we explore the simple paths to a healthier and more meaningful life. In a world that seems to be spinning faster and faster, we often look for complex answers to life's biggest questions. What if the most profound wisdom wasn't hidden in complicated books, but lived out each day in a quiet village? Today we are going on a special journey to spend a day with a man who has seen more than a century pass by. He is a living library of wisdom, and his simple daily routines hold powerful secrets to a long and fulfilling life. We are going to meet Kenji-san, who at 104 years old embodies a grace and peace that seems almost forgotten in our modern world. His life is a testament to the idea that fulfillment is not about having more, but about appreciating what you have. Before we begin this journey together, I have a gentle question for you all to consider. What is one small, simple thing that brought you a moment of peace or happiness this morning? Perhaps it was the warmth of your first cup of tea, the sound of birds outside your window, or a quiet moment of reflection. Please take a moment to share that simple joy in the comments below, as it sets the perfect tone for the wisdom we are about to explore. Our journey begins in the soft, misty light of dawn, in a small village nestled between green hills and carefully tended fields. The air here feels different, clean and still, carrying the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers. This is where Kenji-san has lived for most of his 104 years, in a modest wooden house with a beautiful, well-loved garden. As we approach, we don't hear the blare of a television or the rush of a busy morning, but the gentle sound of a small bamboo fountain, a shishi-odoshi tapping rhythmically against a stone. This sound seems to be the very heartbeat of the home, a steady reminder of the slow and deliberate passage of time. We see him first through the open screen door, a silhouette against the rising sun. He is not a frail man, but one who moves with a surprising stillness and strength, his posture straight and his presence calm. Meeting Kenji-san is not like meeting a celebrity or an important figure. It is more like coming home to a grandfather you have always known. His face is a map of his long life, with wrinkles that curve into a warm and welcoming smile as he sees us. He greets us with a slight bow, his eyes clear and bright, holding a deep well of kindness and a spark of youthful curiosity. There is no grand secret he is waiting to tell us, because his secret is not in words, but in the way he lives each moment. His wisdom is not something he preaches, but something he practices from the moment he wakes until the moment he sleeps. Today he has graciously allowed us to follow him, to observe the quiet harmony of his daily existence. We are here to learn what a century of living can teach us about finding peace, strength, and purpose in our own lives. So let us step inside, leave the noise of the world behind, and discover the profound truths hidden in the simplest of days. Kenji-san's day does not begin with the jarring sound of an alarm clock, but with the gentle light of the sun painting the paper screens of his room. He believes in waking with the world, allowing the natural rhythm of day and night to guide his body. His first act is one of gratitude, a quiet moment of reflection where he gives thanks for another day of life. Then he begins his morning ritual, a series of slow, deliberate exercises that he has performed for over 80 years. These are not strenuous workouts you would see in a gym, but gentle movements that focus on breath and fluidity. He calls it his body greeting, a way to awaken every muscle and joint with care and respect. He starts by stretching his arms towards the ceiling, breathing in deeply, as if gathering the fresh morning energy into his lungs. Then he exhales slowly, letting go of any stiffness from the night's rest. He moves through a series of gentle rotations for his neck, his shoulders, his wrists, and his ankles. Each movement is precise and unhurried, a moving meditation that improves his circulation and maintains his flexibility. This simple routine is crucial for maintaining joint health, preventing the stiffness and pain that can so often accompany older age. He also practices simple balancing exercises, standing on one leg for a short time, then the other. This small act is incredibly powerful for preventing falls, as it strengthens the small stabilizing muscles in the legs and improves the body's sense of balance. He explains that a body in motion stays in motion, and that starting the day this way tells his body that it is ready and able for the day ahead. It is a promise he makes to himself each morning, a commitment to caring for the vessel that has carried him through life for so long. This entire routine takes no more than 15 minutes, yet its benefits are immeasurable, setting a tone of mindfulness and physical awareness that lasts the entire day. It is a powerful reminder that we do not need expensive equipment or intense programs to care for our bodies. All we truly need is consistency and a gentle, loving attention to our own physical well-being. After his morning exercises, we move to the heart of his home, the kitchen, for the art of nourishment. For Kenji-san, food is not just fuel, it is medicine, it is connection, and it is a form of art. His breakfast is a beautiful example of a traditional Japanese meal, a concept known as Ichigai Sansai, which translates to one soup, three sides. The meal is simple yet incredibly balanced, providing a wide array of nutrients to start the day. The centerpiece is a small bowl of steamed brown rice, which provides steady, slow-release energy. He explains that white rice can cause a quick spike in blood sugar, while brown rice offers more fiber and nutrients for sustained vitality. Next is a bowl of warm miso soup, a fermented soybean paste soup that is a cornerstone of the Japanese diet. Kenji-san's miso soup is filled with small cubes of tofu, wakame seaweed, and thinly sliced green onions. He tells us that the miso is alive with beneficial bacteria, or probiotics, which are essential for a healthy digestive system. A healthy gut is linked to a strong immune system and even a happier mood, and this daily bowl of soup is like tending to an inner garden. The wakame seaweed in the soup is a rich source of iodine, a mineral vital for the thyroid gland which regulates our body's metabolism. Just a small amount of seaweed, like what you find in a single bowl of miso soup, can provide the entire recommended daily amount of iodine, helping to keep our energy levels stable. One of the side dishes is a small piece of grilled mackerel, a fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are famous for their benefits to the brain and heart, reducing inflammation and supporting cognitive function. The amount of omega-3s in a modest 3-ounce serving of mackerel, about the size of a deck of cards, is roughly 2,500 milligrams. To put that in perspective, you would need to swallow about 5 large fish oil capsules to get the same powerful benefit. Kenji-san grills the fish lightly, just enough to cook it through while preserving its delicate oils. Another side dish consists of tsukemono, or Japanese pickled vegetables such as daikon, radish, and cucumber. These pickles add a wonderful crunchy texture and tangy flavor to the meal, but they also serve a purpose. The pickling process can enhance the vitamin content of the vegetables, and, like miso, they can also be a source of probiotics. The final side is a small dish of blanched spinach with a sprinkle of sesame seeds, a dish called goma-e. Spinach is a powerhouse of vitamins, including vitamin K for bone health and vitamin A for vision, while the sesame seeds add healthy fats and minerals. As he prepares this meal, every action is mindful, from the careful washing of the rice to the precise slicing of the vegetables. He wastes nothing, using every part of the vegetable, showing a deep respect for the food that nature provides. When he sits to eat, he does not rush, he does not watch television, and he does not read. He eats slowly, chewing each bite thoroughly, a practice that aids digestion and allows the body to recognize when it is becoming full. He follows the Okinawan principle of harahachi bu, which means to eat until you are only 80% full. This practice of moderate eating is believed to be one of the key secrets to the longevity found in many parts of Japan. It prevents the body from being overburdened by digestion and is a powerful tool for maintaining a healthy weight throughout life. Observing his breakfast is a profound lesson in how we should approach our own nourishment. It teaches us that a meal should be balanced, beautiful, and eaten with gratitude and full attention. With his body nourished, Kenji-san's day turns towards the nourishment of his spirit through community and connection. In our modern world, it is easy to become isolated, to live in our own homes without truly knowing our neighbors. For Kenji-san, connection is not an event to be scheduled, but a natural and essential part of his daily fabric. His first interaction of the day is with the mailman, who arrives on his bicycle with a cheerful greeting. They don't just exchange mail, they exchange a few words about the weather, about the mailman's family, and about Kenji-san's garden. It is a small, 5-minute conversation, but it is filled with genuine warmth and human recognition. Later in the morning, Kenji-san takes a slow walk through his neighborhood, a practice that is as much for social health as it is for physical health. He stops to chat with a neighbor who is tending her own flowers, and they discuss which plants are thriving this season. He waves to children on their way to school, and they wave back with bright smiles. He pauses by a local shop to exchange pleasantries with the owner, asking about his business. These are not deep soul-searching conversations. They are simple touchstones of community. They reinforce his sense of belonging, reminding him that he is part of a web of interconnected lives. Scientific studies have repeatedly shown that social isolation and loneliness can be as damaging to our health as smoking or obesity. Maintaining strong social bonds is directly linked to a longer, healthier life and a much lower risk of cognitive decline. Kenji-san's life is a living example of this principle in action. He has cultivated his relationships over decades, like the plants in his garden, with consistent care and attention. In the afternoon, his granddaughter and great-grandson often stop by for a short visit after school. This intergenerational connection is a source of immense joy and vitality for him. He listens to his great-grandson's stories about school with rapt attention, his eyes twinkling with amusement. He shares a simple snack with them, perhaps a slice of fruit or a rice cracker, and for a little while, his quiet home is filled with the bright energy of youth. He understands that wisdom is not just something to be held, but something to be shared across generations. He learns from the young people's perspective on the world, and they in turn learn from his calm and steady presence. This daily rhythm of small, meaningful connections keeps his mind sharp and his heart full. It demonstrates a profound truth, that we are social creatures who thrive not in isolation, but in the warmth of genuine human relationships. His example encourages us to look up from our screens and engage with the people around us, to build our own networks of care, one small conversation at a time. As we spend more time with Kenji-san, we begin to understand the deeper philosophy that guides his long and peaceful life. This philosophy is not written in any book, but is evident in the very fabric of his home and his habits. The first and most striking principle is that of simplicity and a healthy detachment from material possessions. His home is a perfect illustration of this idea. It is clean, orderly, and contains only things that are useful or hold deep personal meaning. There is no clutter, no piles of forgotten objects, no drawers stuffed with things he no longer needs. Each item has its place and its purpose, from the well-worn teacup he uses every day to the single beautiful piece of calligraphy hanging on the wall. This painting was a gift from his wife many decades ago, and it holds more value for him than any expensive object could. He explains that possessions can become a burden, that the more we own, the more we have to worry about, to clean and to maintain. By living with less, he feels more free. His mind is not occupied with the desire for more things. This is not about poverty or deprivation, but about a conscious choice to focus on what truly matters: experiences, relationships, and inner peace. This mental decluttering is as important as physical decluttering. It creates space in the mind for quiet contemplation and joy. Another pillar of his philosophy is a profound sense of resilience and acceptance, concepts rooted in Japanese ideas like shikata ganai and gaman. Shikata ganai translates roughly to "it cannot be helped," and it reflects an acceptance of things that are beyond our control. Kenji-san has lived through wars, economic depressions, and the loss of loved ones. He has seen his world change in ways that are difficult for us to imagine. He tells us that fighting against the unchangeable tides of life is a source of great suffering. Instead, he has learned to accept what he cannot change and to focus his energy on what he can, his own actions and his own attitude. This is not a passive resignation, but an active and wise choice to conserve one's energy for productive purposes. Alongside this is gaman, which means to endure the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity. When faced with hardship, his response is not one of complaint or despair, but of quiet strength and perseverance. We can see this resilience in how he discusses current events. He is aware of the world's troubles, but he is not overwhelmed by them. He focuses on the small positive actions he can take in his own life and community, like tending his garden or sharing a kind word. This mindset provides him with an incredible emotional stability, an inner calm that is not easily shaken by external chaos. It is a powerful lesson for us today, in a world filled with constant anxiety-inducing news. His approach teaches us to find our own center of peace, to accept what we cannot control, and to find strength in our own quiet endurance. By cultivating this inner resilience, we can navigate life's inevitable challenges with far more grace and less suffering. The final and perhaps most beautiful element of Kenji-san's philosophy is his deep and abiding connection to the power of nature. His garden is not just a hobby, it is his sanctuary, his teacher, and his partner in life. Every day he spends time among his plants, and his movements are as gentle and caring as if he were tending to a child. He has a small vegetable patch where he grows some of the food he eats, like tomatoes, cucumbers, and shiso leaves. This act of growing his own food connects him directly to the earth and the seasons, a cycle of planting, nurturing, and harvesting. He feels a sense of satisfaction and gratitude in eating something that he has cared for with his own hands. He also has a magnificent bonsai tree, a miniature pine that he has been shaping for over 60 years. The bonsai tree is a living symbol of his philosophy. It requires immense patience, foresight, and a gentle hand. He explains that you cannot force a bonsai to grow a certain way overnight. You must work with its nature, trimming a little here, guiding a branch there, over many, many years. This practice has taught him patience and the beauty of slow incremental progress in all aspects of life. Tending to his garden is also a form of grounding, a way to connect his body and mind to the physical world. The simple act of putting his hands in the soil, of feeling the texture of the earth, can be incredibly calming for the nervous system. In a world where we spend so much time in our heads or looking at screens, this physical connection to nature is a powerful antidote to stress and anxiety. Kenji-san speaks of nature as his greatest teacher, showing him the constant cycles of life, death, and renewal. He observes how a tree loses its leaves in winter, but trusts that spring will bring new growth. This has taught him about acceptance and the natural rhythm of life, including his own aging process. He does not see aging as a decline, but as another season of life, with its own unique beauty and wisdom, much like the autumn colors of a maple tree. He encourages us to find our own way to connect with the natural world, even if we do not have a garden. It can be as simple as taking a walk in a park, paying attention to the trees and the birds. It could be caring for a single houseplant on a windowsill, or simply sitting outside and feeling the sun on our skin. This reverence for nature brings a sense of perspective, reminding us that we are part of something much larger than our own individual worries. It is a source of endless wonder and a wellspring of peace available to all of us if we only take the moment to notice. Having lived for more than a century, Kenji-san is a bridge to a past that is rapidly disappearing. His memories are not just stories, they are a lens through which we can understand the endurance of the human spirit. He reflects on the significant world events he has witnessed, not as a historian reciting facts, but as a person who lived through them. He remembers a time before widespread electricity in his village, when nights were lit by oil lamps and life moved at the pace of the sun. He recalls the immense hardships of the war, the rationing of food, and the uncertainty of the future. He speaks of these times not with bitterness, but with a quiet sense of awe at the resilience of people to rebuild their lives from ashes. His perspective teaches us that humanity has faced enormous challenges before and has always found a way to endure and move forward. This long view of history helps to put our own modern problems into perspective. They are serious, but they are not insurmountable. He has seen incredible technological change, from the first radios crackling in the village to the arrival of the television, which seemed like magic at the time. He finds the modern world of smartphones and the internet to be fascinating, a testament to human ingenuity. What is most interesting is his perspective on this new technology, which is one of gentle observation rather than judgment. His granddaughter shows him how to use a tablet to see photos and videos of his family who live far away. His face lights up with a genuine smile as he sees his great-granddaughter taking her first steps on a bright, clear screen. He sees the power of technology to connect people across great distances, and he appreciates this gift. However, he also offers a gentle caution, observing how people are often looking down at their phones, instead of at the world or the person in front of them. His wisdom is not to reject technology, but to be the master of it, to use it as a tool for connection rather than letting it become a source of distraction and isolation. He reminds us that no text message can replace the warmth of a shared cup of tea and a face-to-face conversation. This ability to bridge the gap between generations, to appreciate the new while holding on to timeless values, is remarkable. When we ask him for his most important advice for living a fulfilling life in today's world, he does not offer a complicated formula. His answer is, as always, beautifully simple and profound. He says the first thing is to find your Ikigai, which is a Japanese concept that means a reason for being. He explains that your Ikigai doesn't have to be a grand, world-changing purpose. His Ikigai is simple. It is to tend to his garden, to watch his great-grandchildren grow, and to share a kind word with his neighbors. It is the reason he gets out of bed with a sense of purpose each morning, no matter how small that purpose may seem. He encourages everyone, especially as they get older, to find that thing that brings them joy and a sense of contribution. His second piece of advice is to live in the now, to not dwell on the regrets of the past or the anxieties of the future. He says that this moment right now is the only one we truly have, and it is a gift to be cherished. This is why he eats his food mindfully, tends his garden with full attention, and listens so intently when someone is speaking to him. By focusing on the present, he fills his days with countless moments of quiet peace and beauty, creating a life that is rich and meaningful from the inside out. His timeless wisdom resonates so powerfully because it cuts through the noise and complexity of modern life, reminding us of the simple truths that have always guided a well-lived life. As the afternoon sun begins to cast long shadows, a quiet calm settles over Kenji-san's home. His day is winding down, not with a frantic rush to finish tasks, but with a gentle transition into the evening. This is his time for quiet contemplation, a period of reflection that is as important as any other part of his day. He sits on his porch, a small cup of steaming green tea in his hands, and looks out over the garden he has tended for so long. The tea he drinks is rich in antioxidants called catechins, which are powerful compounds that help protect the body's cells from damage. A single cup of high-quality green tea can contain as many antioxidants as a whole cup of blueberries, offering a gentle boost to his health with every sip. He does not drink it for this reason. He drinks it for the ritual, for the warmth, and for the moment of peace it provides. As the sun sets, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, he is not watching a screen. He is watching the day's natural and beautiful conclusion. He tells us that the sunset is a daily reminder that all things have an end, and that this makes them more beautiful and precious. This acceptance of life's cycles, of endings and beginnings, is at the core of his peaceful spirit. His days are not filled with grand adventures or dramatic events, but they are a testament to the profound beauty of living intentionally. Each simple act, from his morning stretches to his evening cup of tea, is part of a larger tapestry of a life lived with purpose, mindfulness, and gratitude. Spending a day with Kenji-san is like drinking from a deep well of calm. It forces you to slow down and reevaluate what is truly important. We came here looking for secrets, and we found them not in hidden knowledge but in plain sight, in the elegant simplicity of a life well lived. His legacy is not in buildings or fortunes, but in the quiet wisdom he embodies and the peace he radiates to everyone he meets. As we prepare to leave, we feel a sense of profound gratitude for the time he has shared with us. His life serves as a powerful and inspiring example that a long life is a wonderful gift, but a fulfilling life is the true achievement. The lessons from his day are not complicated. They are accessible to every single one of us, right now. We can all choose to eat a little more mindfully, to move our bodies with a little more gentleness, to connect with our neighbors, and to find a moment to appreciate the nature around us. These are not small things. They are the very building blocks of a happy and healthy existence. So now I turn the question back to you as we reflect on this incredible journey. What is one simple truth or practice from Kenji-san's day that you feel you could bring into your own life starting tomorrow? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, as your intentions can inspire others in this wonderful community. If you found a moment of peace and inspiration in our journey today, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this video with someone who might benefit from its message. Your support helps us continue to bring you stories that explore the simple ways to live a more meaningful life. Thank you for joining us. Please remember, I am not a medical doctor. The information shared in this video is based on extensive research, observation, and my experience in helping people improve their lives through wellness and diet. The content provided is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition.